He's sexy.
Hey, sexy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at the cat's floof. Inflicting pain and bleeding. Don't lift it up because it hurts.
Well, it has to be lifted up.
It's part of my nail. It hurts. He's alive.
Leave it now, okay?
Thank you for sewing out. Anyway.
Welcome back.
Yeah, so it's a first one after New Year, yeah?
Yeah.
We haven't... Jesus. We haven't done one.
No,
We've
haven't.
done one before New Year. It
Yes.
was December or end of November,
last
something
one.
like that.
Yeah, and then we took a break.
Yeah, and we're coming back.
Season 2.
Season 2, yeah, of Valaitis podcast, Valaitis Space podcast.
Space.
Yeah, so...
What's going on?
What happened? I haven't seen you in months.
What's going on? So, January happened. That went quick.
January
Yeah.
went quick.
Well, it was long when it lasted, but then now when you think about it, it's just like...
It was not a quick January, woman.
Was it not?
No.
Why?
This month, now that we're recording it in February,
Yeah. That
and
went
on
quick.
Wednesday, it will be March,
Yeah,
springtime.
yeah,
That went quick.
yeah.
Not January. Unless it went fast for you, I don't know.
I don't know, it just
It
feels
didn't
like
went-
time is melting away.
Still my trampany. Yeah,
It's
it...
healed.
Oh, shit. Anyway, but it didn't felt like it went fast anyway.
Right, okay. It's perception of time, isn't it?
Yeah, so people welcome back to bullshit. Any thoughts that you gathered in, December and January and most part of February that you wanna, I don't know, elaborate on? Invite people onto? Share? Whatever?
No.
Something? So let's stop the recording and let's go to eat.
We're actually not eating for the first time on our podcast. What thoughts have I gathered?
You were talking to me
Yeah.
that we need to record an episode where we're talking about New Year's resolutions.
Well, that's...
So knock yourself out.
That ship sailed, hasn't it? It's
Why that ship
already
sailed?
end of February, so it's kind of irrelevant.
How come it's irrelevant?
Well, anyway, my point was that why I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore, because I don't rely on the calendar to start something I want to start or do something I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So come on, elaborate. How do you go about it?
to me, it's
So
more like...
do you have New Year's resolutions then? How does it
I
work?
don't do it anymore. I don't...
When did you stop?
I don't know, probably 2-3 years ago, it was just like, well, it's just a new year, so it's just a new number in the date that I write.
Stop chewing plants.
Oi!
There's a cat behind the scenes chewing on one of the plants. Whatever. Yeah, so...
Yeah, so I just don't see the point, because if you want to do something, if you have a goal, a calendar, a date or a number, like you don't have to wait for Monday, you don't have to for Monday the 1st of the month or January, like 1st of the first month of the year. You can just start whenever. You can start on Thursday. You can start on, I don't know, Wednesday the 17th, whenever. You don't need a calendar to tell you when you can do something and change. Because the funny thing is whenever you set, oh, this year I'm going to do this, I'm going to go to gym more, I'm going to do more of this and that, and you set out all these expectations, and by January 15 everything's gone to shit. You've done nothing, and you're like, all right. Because you're you're relying on the calendar to set your
Yeah.
intentions rather than set up your habits to go through with the goal that is aligned.
So what you're saying, basically, once the novelty wears out
Yeah.
and you just get bored, you'll ditch that and move
Yeah.
on onto
Yeah.
another year, if you wish,
Yeah.
for having exactly the same New Year's resolution rather than trying to create habits that stick around
Exactly.
with you and sort of like becomes part of, I don't know, your routine, identity,
Yeah. So
whichever the one.
as recently I've listened to, well, you listened to it as well, the book, was it Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits. Good
Atomic
book.
Habits. Very good book, very well recommended for anybody. And it just worded everything what I was just talking, like you need to set intentions, you need to make sure that all the goal that you have, your actions to that goal would be made as a habit and would be made as easy as a what's the word I'm looking for? It's at the end of my tongue. Anyway, so everything needs to be easy for you to do the tasks you need to achieve certain goal or to change your identity. That was my point.
So is that what you wanted to talk about New Year's resolution?
Well, yeah.
All right, then, goodbye.
So what were you expecting? I don't know. I was gonna elaborate with you. Well, expecting you to discuss things and.
I'm really shite at New Year's resolutions because I never have any, like, literally. For me...
Have you never had?
Yeah, before when I was younger, you
Yeah.
probably used to just go on with a fucking bandwagon.
Yeah.
Have you just like...
Or I used to do lists of things I'm gonna do, or places I'm gonna go, actions I'm gonna take, and it's just, you would lose the list at some point, and it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, I really like that book that we read, listened. I suppose you don't read it because you listen it. It's
Well, we
audiobook,
listen
right?
to audiobook, yeah, but
Yeah.
there is an actual
Yeah.
book, isn't there?
The thought of it, I think it comes from that Charles Duhigg, The Power of Habit, anyway, where if you want to change new habits, it's what that guy in Atomic Habits book talks about. It has to be cue, action, reward
Yeah.
for you to get into it. And I really like the idea of what he was describing about habit stacking.
Yes.
That you're supposed to sort of, if you're trying to learn something new, stack it on something that you already do. Like it was a good example. That's from the other book that I'm listening now, but it intertwines together. Let's say you don't fill your journal, right? But if you put that's an example, but if you put your journal in your bag where your phone is, once you, let's say, come back home and at the end of your workday and you need to put it on charge. So the minute you're gonna take the phone out of the bag or whatever, let's say it's in your bag, your journal is there. So you'll physically have to take the journal out together with the phone.
Yes.
So that means that will be a cue for you to take action to, I don't know, if you're trying to get into a habit of journaling, to put an entry or sentence, a couple of words into your journal. And then if you follow the same pattern, eventually you'll learn a new habit.
Yes.
So yeah, I like that idea.
Yes.
But yeah, it has to be some sort of, like a sensation of some reward, that if you wish. So something has to give you a cue that you have to sort of like, oh, this is what I need to do. Then you have to take action, and then it has to be followed. He's chewing a plant again. It has to be followed by some sort of reward for you to, grand scheme of things, long story short, your brain has to feel some sort of satisfaction from doing it.
Yes.
And when it feels that, it wants to do it more. So hence cue action reward.
Like in that book, it was saying gym is the perfect to use as an example. When if you go to the gym,
it's a reward.
You okay?
Trying to get my English language correctly.
Will you leave the plant alone?
He's chewing on a dry one. Leave him alone.
Okay.
It's not a fresh leaf.
Okay, chew on the dry ones only.
See?
If you go to the gym per se a few times a week and you don't get any satisfaction, where you still don't feel that you're getting any results, it might be disheartening and you might stop go. But you need to sort of change what you get from that gym. So instead of getting results as in, I need to lose weight.
He's going for it like.
Can you focus?
You know, he's a distraction in there.
Yeah.
Now it's a proper leaf. Oi!
Okay, that's enough. Enough, baby.
It's fighting you back.
Yeah. Anyway, forget about it.
Gym.
So if you go to the gym and you don't feel that you're getting the results that you set out for, it might be disheartening and you might feel like, I'm not achieving anything.
Can you hear him?
They probably can.
I know you can hear some of the lights fans going on, but I wonder if you can hear him actually munching on leaves. I know you should be able to see him, or at least his head.
You'll have to cut this all out.
Look at him go.
We should just have him on camera. What? You're gonna bite me now?
When he's doing on the dry ones, it's all right.
Hey.
Anyway.
Where was I?
Gym.
Gym is a perfect example to show that. If you go to the gym often and you don't feel that you're getting the results that you set out for, your goals that are not achieved, it might be disheartening, and then you would lose the motivation to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So hence you need to get the reward from different perspectives. So instead of trying to lose weight, focus on, I need to go 3 times a week to the gym or 4 times a week to the gym, and then that will be...
Yeah, you can measure that. It's easy to measure,
yeah,
right?
so anything you can measure, anything you can
your
see.
Your reward is...
Even if you have a calendar where you put a little star on the day that you went to the gym and you want to see all the stars filled up, that could be more of a reward rather than chasing something that you're not achieving.
It's not a donut.
Quick. Yeah. Yeah.
I suppose it can be, but if your aim is to improve your health or physique, whatever,
the reward shouldn't be a donut.
Yeah. Or some other rubbish that you want to consume after.
Not after every workout, at least.
Yeah.
So I really liked in the book it was saying to do a habit review.
Mm-hmm.
So sort of reflect on what you do daily and then write it all out and mark everything that serves you in a good way and mark anything that serves you in a bad way, and then try and lose the bad habits. And
at the same time, what I liked about it, what it sort of like teaches you, it's not saying that you're never going to do bad habits or like not bad habits, but like bad things that are like not good for you, like, right? But it's a balance, and you have to, that's where that review, what you're just talking about, comes in, where you have to sort of like stack one against to another. And yeah, you might have bad habits and good habits, but as long as the good ones taking a winning point, it balances itself out.
Yeah.
Right? So so it's a I enjoy that book.
Yeah, it's
actually-
something that you need to keep in your library and read every now and again, I think, just to remind yourself of how to improve.
What do you think about people that don't read or listen?
I think that people do benefit from reading or listening to books because it opens you up. If it's a fiction book, it opens you up a different world that author has created. If it's a self-development book, it might not teach you completely about it might not change your life completely, but it might give you a thought, a different perspective that you could use. So I think that people that read benefit from it. If you don't read, well, you end up being just a little monkey that just scrolls the phone or watches Netflix, and that's all. I think in the books, somebody has thought of something, put it in words, and you can pick it up and open up the thoughts of somebody else.
I suppose it's one way of expanding your worldview and the knowledge.
Yes, traveling and reading books.
Yeah, so it's funny, I didn't see it that way when I was younger, but I suppose maybe it's each to their own time, right?
I mean, when I was a kid, I read all the books in the library, and I was like a book rat or whatever you call it. Then at some
Nerd.
point, yeah, you can call me that. I think it's trendy now to be a nerd. But yeah, at some point I stopped because when I was in uni, it was different kind of books you needed to read. So I always felt guilty if I was reading something for myself and not for the studies. And at some point I just stopped completely. And then I think together we picked up this habit again, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying listening to some books as an audiobook because I can do it when I'm driving to and from work.
For me, when I'm cycling and whatnot, I can put something in, but usually it's some sort of like someone's, I don't know, autobiography or something like that, like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Made me laugh out loud while cycling.
Yeah.
People, who is this weirdo cycling and laughing out loud? But yeah, like Kevin Hart stuff. Like I got his new one, so now spring is coming.
Yeah.
I think I'll use that too.
When you'll start cycling.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah. Just don't watch out for that knee.
Yeah.
I might get him some knee pads. And elbow pads.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think books are a source of knowledge, and it's okay to put down a book if you don't find it appealing. If you find, you don't have to finish a book if you find that's nonsense, you can leave it. But some books just sort of draw you in, and you want to read and read and read and not come out of it. So, but it's a good source of knowledge or different thoughts. Yeah.
The biggest bullshit that I hear from people is that they have no time to read.
Again,
or
it's
to
a
do
habit.
Anything else.
It's a habit.
It is a habit. Like people talking and complaining about stupid things like, oh, I can't get to sleep. Oh, this, that. Oh, I feel wired up. Oh, I'm waking in the middle of the night. I can't fucking fall asleep. But you either watch Netflix or whatever else until ungodly hours until you nod off, or you scroll on social media on your phone.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why you can't concentrate, why you can't focus, why you feel wired. And anytime you try to say it to people, everybody thinks either you are weird or this is some woo-woo shit that you're talking nonsense. But hence, reading, knowledge, that's how you find things like that out, how certain things actually affect your body. And if you put time and effort to actually do something like that, right? Let's say a book in your hand rather than the phone in your bed prior to your sleep, you will be surprised how well your sleep improves.
Yes.
And how good it actually becomes throughout the night,
Yes.
rather than the last thing you see is your phone and then you're not off. I'm not even talking about the phone being in the same room and switched on while you're sleeping. That's just another story. But yeah, try at least with putting it down, switching it off for the night, and just pick up a book or listen to a book. I don't know,
thing is,
read a book.
people practice distraction on a daily, hourly basis. And then all of a sudden, when you talk about books or reading and they say, oh, I can't focus, or I've got ADHD or whatever, self-diagnosed with something. Practice focusing. It's a skill, it's a practice. So if even if you do a paragraph a day, that's already
more
a practice.
Yeah.
And in a week you will read
a page.
7 paragraphs, or well, depending on the paragraphs. But if you read a page or a chapter at one time, it's still taking you more forward. And if you can't focus, read 5 lines of the book. And that's it. Put it back. It's all about
one
practicing.
of the books that we read, what it says, it's do deliberately less than you intend to get yourself into forming into a habit. So when you think like, oh, I need to read a chapter or whatever, right? That might sound or feel like overwhelming to you.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, I can't do it. But go with like, I'm gonna read just this one page. And if you feel like you want to read more, stop yourself, put it down. That's it. I've just read 1 page.
Yes.
And carry on until you decide like, oh, I'm going to read 2 pages.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, you read while you fall asleep, or you read a chapter, a couple of chapters.
It's all deliberate practice, isn't it? It's all because subconsciously, we sit down, and as soon as there's nobody around, nobody to talk to, nothing to do, we pick up the phone
find ways to get distracted, right?
Yeah, and we distract ourselves.
Yeah.
But if you take that distraction out,
that pattern.
Yeah. So instead of having the phone by your bed, get an alarm clock, leave the phone in the other room, put a book by your bed, and read. If that's what you want to do, if you want to read but you think you can't focus or you're not finding it.
What do you mean you want to read? Everybody should read. Like, that's how you get some common knowledge.
I mean,
anyway,
if you don't...
People are thick as shit these days, let's be honest.
If you don't want to read, you don't have to. You're just losing out and you're going to be thick as shit.
Fruitcakes.
Fruitcakes, yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. That's fine. I mean, you can't force somebody to do things they don't want and they don't feel that they need. And if it's their choice, it's their choice. But I think people lose out if they don't reflect on themselves, if they don't spend time by themselves with no input whatsoever, no books, no telephones, no telephones. No tellies, whatever, nothing, no conversations, not even music, just you and your thoughts. You need that time. I think people feel very uncomfortable doing that.
Yeah, but how do you know what's in your head if you don't spend time in there? You
don't know what's in your head. You just get a self-distraction thing.
Well,
you call your phone.
Exactly. You just keep putting away your time. Yeah.
What's that? That is probably the most disrespect that is probably the most disrespectful thing that someone can do. You know, if you're having a conversation with someone, but like literally having a conversation, yeah, like, and it's like bling bling. So this book now, I don't know whether you finished or you started it.
Which one?
Essentialism. Oh, you
I've
listened
it
before, yeah.
But I'll need to listen again.
There was a like really good example that no one says you can't multitask, but you can't multifocus.
Yes.
That is just you can't.
Yes.
So when we having this conversation, right? But now if all of a sudden I'm replying to my DMs or my emails, I'm not focusing on whatever you are saying to me. I'm now focusing on whatever's happening in here. So I'm not getting neither I'm fully in this nor with you. And my point was, I find it really so like disrespectful. Like if we're having some sort of conversation, right? So either finish the conversation with me, then get back.
Yeah.
Get it and do whatever you need. I'm alright if it's just like a general chat, you know, like you're talking shit between friends. It's fine, do whatever you want. But my example was like if you're actually having like one-to-one with someone.
Yeah.
And in the middle of that, you just like get, whoop. Oh, right, okay, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad.
That's me. I don't know.
That's just me. No, that I agree. I agree completely. I think you should, as you say, you can't multi-focus. So yes, you can boil your rice, and while it's boiling, put your meat into the containers and Tupperware. But
yeah, you can prep food and you can listen to music. You can go for a run and listen for a audiobook or whatever like that. But you can't multi-focus.
Yeah, you can't be writing something or texting something and hearing another words coming in your head. One of which is gonna suffer.
That's why I used to say to you, anytime I editing something, and if I try to listen to a podcast, audiobook, or anything else, let's say on YouTube, that I want that information. I don't know why that just doesn't work for me. If I'm focusing on editing, photo, video, anything else, any other work you're designing, whatever, insole, anything that needs to have my attention, I can't hear what's happening within that audio that I'm listening, because I just can't hear it. No, it just doesn't work that way because I can't focus on it. But let's say if I'm cycling, all I need to do is just the motion of that. I know I'm good at it. Well, and I can listen to a book at the same time, because now I'm focusing on the book, because my body already sort of like knows how to.
Yes, you're not focusing on
a bike. So all you need to focus is like you're not running into a car.
Yeah, unless, like, to me, when I'm driving, it's automatic motions, isn't it? But if the situation is getting a little bit, I don't know, frisky, something's going on, you need to focus on, all right, okay, I need to turn off there, or there's an accident somewhere and you need to, then I would have to rewind it back and listen again, because I wasn't focusing on the words, I was focusing on the
If I'm driving and listening to any book, it usually for me it's a motorway.
Yeah.
Then I can do it.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of like mundane, boring, and you're just there absorbing what's in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. So. And
you can sort of like focus on the book.
Yeah, so read your books or listen to them. I think it's a good source of knowledge, and knowledge is power.
I agree. What else is new? Good. Do you want to share something else? What's happening in your life? I don't know. Work. I don't know. Well, it's same old. Everything's pretty smooth. There are some changes at work, but that's not a
point of interest, isn't it?
I suppose.
My parents are coming for the first time in England.
Yeah, next week.
To England.
That'll be funny.
Yeah, that will be interesting and funny.
They've never been.
No, they've never been. So we're going to try and show them a bit of England and the culture.
If your dad can walk with that hip of his.
Well, I'll make him walk. Or we'll rent a buggy. A scooter.
Let's take him to for food shopping. You can get one for free in there.
He can try it out. I've looked actually. You can rent a mobility scooter.
Can you?
Yeah. 80 quid or something.
Is that a day or an hour?
No, you need to rent it for like 3 days or so.
So is it
or
80
a
quid
week.
a day or 80 quid?
I can't remember. It was months ago when I looked.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cat's still okay. He's been his weirdo self.
9 years
You've
of
been
age.
filming more. You've been doing more lately. Well,
It's not.
had a burst of shoots, haven't you?
It's that because my aim is to not shoot more like once or twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
But it was sort of like compiled from last year into these like 2 months.
Yes.
So now.
So you cancelled some shoots in December and moved them to February. We're in February now.
Yeah. Yeah. So sort of like that's the plan. Spend
Have
more
you enjoyed
time.
them?
Yeah. Actually, we discussed this. Last year, I've been doing a lot of like photo shoots, and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, like I don't mind a photo shoot, but when I picked up the camera and when I started, it was always with the videos. Even since I don't know, forever, since 2013 when
Since the very beginning.
Yeah. Whether that was that when we used to vlog and whatever, gym stuff. It was just always videos.
Yes.
Long story short, like last year, it was a lot of like photos and sometime, I think, maybe November, December, it sort of like hit me. This like forgotten passion that I actually enjoy these. Like I enjoy these vids because they sort of like tell a story and they feed my soul differently.
Motion pictures.
If that makes any sense. So yeah, I like to snap a photo or two. Anyway, but I just wanna shoot more vids, sort of like they feed me.
Yeah, they feed your soul.
If that makes sense, and I like it better, and I like all the movement and the energy and stuff like that than just a static photo.
Yeah,
I enjoy both, but video is and was my sort of like a main passion. So I just like doing it. I just like doing me, the way I want it, the way I see it, and the way I feel it. Yes, so. If it's not someone's cup of tea, it's not someone's cup of tea, right? It's whatever works for me.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I think we watched, was it Babylon, and what was the other movie?
Fablemans.
Fablemans.
That's a Steven Spielberg story.
Yeah.
Really good movie. I like the Babylon as well, but the Fablemans, I liked it.
They're quite inspiring when they were.
I suppose if you're into some sort of like art form, that's inspiring. If you don't care about stuff like that, and it's
lovely.
Any other rubbish that you wanna
rubbish? No.
Touch on.
Well, we had a nice day in Lancashire. That's when you were shooting.
Oh, I really love that place. Oof.
Absolutely gorgeous. I really want to go back in summertime.
Yeah.
When it's nice and green, because it was a bit.
That's my curiosity.
This is
I want to
England,
see
baby.
what is happening during the sunny day with the light and those like what would you call it?
Ceiling windows?
Rooftop windows. whatever.
Windows in the ceiling, anyway, whatever. Yeah, no, well, to me it was the views through the windows, or
And that as well.
like things you can go for walks and forest. Anyway, yeah,
Really love the place.
absolutely
like a nice-
gorgeous. Yeah,
I would say a nice little loft, but it's kind of spacious.
yeah, it's
And
not
I like
little.
that they have like that fireplace in there. You can get wood, and they leave you some wood, but you can buy some additional one if you want. It's
Yeah,
a nice addition.
yeah,
So yeah, it's a nice place to chill, and we've done some shoots in there, and stuff looks cool.
yes, very good. Yeah,
So yeah, I suppose that's that. We can wrap it up. It's once again we're just babbling in here about and stuff, but
I think we touched on some good subjects, and we gave some of
I
our
don't know, maybe just
insights.
people, those who enjoy listening to us babble and
Maybe
rambling.
they listen to our voices before they go to sleep,
Soothing.
and our voices are the
ASMR,
soothers.
ASMR or whatever
Yeah.
that's called.
We should start talking like that in a sort of.
That sounds weird.
Why?
Stop it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
anyway, so that's the first one in after New Year. I hope with a new habit that I decided to create, this will not take another 2 months to get another one in. So
Well, it will probably be 2 weeks.
a couple of weeks, yeah, because we have your family in here.
Mm.
So we'll see you probably in. Well,
Sometime.
you'll see us
Sometime soon.
in next couple of weeks, and we can chat how what was your family's experience in here. I suppose.
What was our experience without
With
my family?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a week's break from people. But yeah. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment, subscribe, like. What else did they say?
What you can DM or leave a comment. What habits do you have, or do you want to learn in your own life? I'm actually curious about
Yeah,
this.
that's
Is there a
actually
habit
interesting.
that you want to pick up that you're struggling with? Or what's your like pre-bed routine for better sleep? Yeah, so
Yeah, write down
if
your
someone's
habits.
listening and you want to share it, I'm curious about that. So put that in a comment section, or just DM us, or me, her, both, whichever. So yeah, I suppose whatever time you're watching this, have a good day.
Have a lovely time.
Bye.